Let's see. Only bad in the year to have some bad ones. We'll see about that. A broken alliance. Not sure, Dremota. Well, I mean, no plans that I know about. No plans that I know about, at least. Come on, big guy. Not so sure. At the Bakers of Death in Texas. Didn't get him KHP, didn't get him. How are you, man? No, is there one? Soybean low. Oh, it's a sandwich. A sandwich from the store, huh? Hey, Glorious, good morning. See, I see. You got some quality sleep there. Sandwich falling apart. Gotta get some snuck. Gotta get some snuck. I think you should be nice. Thank you, and GOG starting your morning with some quality Coomer stuff. Welcome to the modern GOG, man. It's not about the boomer games, it's about the Coomer games, man. They evolve them. So they have the forum. Oh, you can link me the forum. I'll check. If we get the key, maybe I'll try. Why not? Early access, but why not? Can check that. See, when do I see? Alright. Oh, I see the remote. I see. Alright, thank you. I will check. Why not? The good old Goonin. That's basically it. And that's basically them now. And the quality store, man. The Gooners unite. Yeah, Sokka's using GOG more now, probably. I'm getting some quality Kumara stuff. Yeah, so this soon, we'll check. We'll check. Damn, Multan already wishlisting. Damn, son. Look at him go. Helping some fellow developers there. Ah, see, Sok, I see. Smart. Multan already wishlisting that one. I got caught. And their art director left a positive review on his game. Ah, I see. Damn, son. A trading likes there, basically. A trading likes there. I see how it is. Oh yeah, the Steam Awards winners. Kirk. Game of the Year awarded that Wukong, yeah? Well, I mean, who would have thought? A VR Game of the Year, A Better Awakening. Alright. That was the only one I can't even recognize from the list anyway, so... A Labor of Love award, Damn, Elden Ring, out of everyone. You just need one DLC, You just need one DLC and you're already Labor of Love, dude. When you love your game so much, you just made us spend more money on it. Feels good, man. Yeah, I think Labor of Love should be kinda... You know, supporting with updates and stuff. Like Baldur's Gate. Free updates, free classes, you know. A bunch of shit. No Man's Sky not even gonna mention. Like, these guys already for years, like, fucking pumping. Hello, Albion, hello. But they also kind of farm this award quite often, so... fine, I guess. Enough. Dota, well, I mean, that's Dota. Like, I don't know how much labor is there, but yeah, a lot of people do love that. And Stardew Valley, again, got some new updates for free completely, over all the time. Not a single DLC. And out of everything, you just pick, like, the one that just pushed the DLC out. Don't know what love is anymore, yeah. And it's just a popular voting, though. Yeah, for sure. And best game on Steam Deck is probably, actually... Yeah, Helldivers? Really? I think it's only Helldivers missing, because, you know, I live in that half of the world. Oh, it's got a war? Okay. Yeah, I live in you know, like the half of the world that doesn't have PlayStation Network accounts, so... We're not allowed to see that on Steam, even. Thank you, base PlayStation. Thank you, base PlayStation. I can't even see that. A link who? A link who? Like the results or something? Hey, whatever, I don't really care about that too much. Better with Friends award. This one probably is the Helldivers, though. I guess that one should be. Outstanding Visual Style award. Silent Hill 2. Bloodborne has no limit. Oh yeah, that will be kinda PP again then too. Silent Hill Visual Style Outstanding. Out of 9 swords and metaphor. It never do, no? It never didn't win shit, I guess. Like, bro. Come on, man. So which link, Turin? Which link? What did you need? Most innovative gameplay, a Liar's Bar. I mean, I guess not too bad. It totally wasn't Stalker, it totally wasn't Satisfactory. Oh, the next patch? Ah, I see, alright. I still haven't played those, so yeah. A Balatro I thought was kinda innovative enough. Was innovative enough, I think, for that, but I guess not. I guess not. Totally more innovative than like Stalker or Satisfactory. A bit different thing there. Like it's a deck builder, but not the usual one there. Quite different, I would say. Different enough to warrant the most innovative, but I guess Liar's Bar is also good though. Liar's Bar is also good enough. Not too bad. Not too bad. There's my water. Catching microphone. There we go. All right. My gloves in, eh? My gloves on, eh? The only innovative mechanic, the A-Life. Yeah, I wouldn't even say it's like that crazy innovative since they already did that before. Like, Stalker literally just does the same. Which is, I mean, that's what we want, really, from it. Which is a good thing. But it ain't innovative, eh? It ain't innovative, eh? I guess really needed to see the patch notes. Sure. If you really do need them, do it. Do it. As game you suck at a word, Wukong, That I could also agree. Fine. Alright. I'm okay with that, I guess. Yeah, the finals kick. Best soundtrack award. Yeah, best soundtrack was a funny category, right? We have like port remake, port remaster, port remaster, a remaster, weeb shit, and strategy game. Like, why no, like, Metaphor, for example? You know. Wasn't there something with kind of better soundtracks going? That we need to have, like, a bunch of remasters and everything? Weeb shit is also remaster, I see, alright. What a time to be alive, dude, huh? Now, this one, though, Outstanding Story-Rich Game Award, Wukong. Like, bro. Seriously. I mean, I guess competitors are also kind of dog shit, though, not gonna lie. Except for mouth watching. Mouth watching is nice, apparently. Haven't watched, haven't played, but apparently is nice. But, like, dude. I mean, sure, the Mythos itself is nice, I guess, right? And cool. But, like... Come on, dude, really? Really? Sit back and relax, farming simulator. Alright, I guess. 16 and Stalker 2 both has shit story. Yeah, Stalker story is not like that good. Huh? I do agree. I mean, it's alright though. It actually is kind of like... It's better than previous games. And in general, you know, kind of nice. But yeah, it's not award winning. Let's put it that way. I think they would actually kind of do a way better if they just kind of cut a whole bunch of this like story, you know, layers, I guess, of the story. A lot of those like missions, if they would cut the amount of missions and focus on those that are still in, you know, and made them more detail. Because it feels like they just kind of went for like some insane scale. Like the story, the main quest just goes on and on and on and on. Like I thought will be already finishing yesterday. It was like, yo, dude, point of no return. It's over. All right, fine. Got all the gear, all the loot, you know, decked out, prepared. Almost like, you know, for the first time in the game, it's time to use what I was stashing all the game, right? Got like over-encumbered going in the mission. And you still end up in the hub again and like, nah, bro, we're not done. We have more shit to do. We're going again. Even that didn't end. Like, today we'll continue. We'll finish today, hopefully today. But basically it just keeps going and going. I feel like it's a little overstaying welcome a bit. Like, it would be better if they would just put more detail into those missions that are there. And then also more side quests, like you actually explore things. Because like second half of the game, like amount of side quests reduced hard, and there is only main quest. And also a lot of like kind of it feels like it's like kind of like padding a little bit, you know. You just get like filler, you just run a lot. You just need to run one way, and then you do something, then you need to run backwards to the NPC, and then from there you need to run somewhere else and stuff, and you're just like running and running and running and running. That kind of ruins it, especially since like the side quest amount lowered at the second half, so you have my main quest. Like when you're running and do like a bunch of side quests on the way, that's fine. Like early game was completely fine. You just kind of run to do some quests, and on the way you also kind of deal some side quests. Find some like stashes and stuff, you know, like explore something. It felt good. At the end of the game, you already get tired of like, you know, stashes like sausage, two bandages, and the med kit, and like 10 pistol ammo. And that's pretty much like 90% of the stashes. So you just kind of get tired already of exploring all that shit. You're tired of doing the stashes. The only reason I was still kind of doing them because they can have blueprints. So whenever it's on the way, I could do it. But I still kind of like couldn't be arsed in the end. So you just kind of like end up running, and you understand that it's running because, you know, you don't have side quests, you don't have stashes, exploration. Well, you have stashes, but they're useless. You have exploration of the buildings, but they're useless. You kind of have like the artifacts and stuff, but unless they're like really on your way and you're running, oh, there is one right here, you just don't even go for them anymore. So you just like the second half of the game, you pretty much just end up already like focusing on the main quest, and then you realize how much of like running and content padding it is. Even though it's not too bad, like writing wise is not too bad, but yeah, not award winning for sure. Let's see, Turin, I see. I'm just going in there early, I see. Explore random dungeon, bumfuck nowhere just to get mushrooms and herbs you'll never need. Yep. That is annoying. Like, that is bad, huh? Like, early game is fun. Early game is cool. Later down the line, it just kind of falls, huh? Like, first of all, enemies also become, like, Omega spongy and stuff. So you kind of want to also grind and, you know, upgrade, gear up, which is expensive as shit, right? So the game kind of wants you to. Because enemies just can take, like, a clip from the pistol. Like, your legendary pistol that was, like, one-tapping everyone before. You just, like, full clip pretty much in the head just to kill. And sometimes not even enough. If you miss some shots, you already need to reload and keep pumping it in the head, you know? So, like, all this, like, super sponginess and, you know, you lose the durability killing stuff. You just get annoyed fighting things. First, you get annoyed fighting mutants, right? Because you just waste ammo, you waste durability, and you don't get anything in return. And then you get annoyed already fighting enemies because, like, you're not even getting anything. But the area is level-based. I mean, they kind of are. I think like enemies spawning are kind of tied to, like, there's no like levels right in the game, but I think like it tied to your like progress in main quest, I feel. Let's see, window. I see. I mean, they did fix it in the patches, the mutant balancing. It was even worse before. Like the first day I was playing, like mutants were even worse. Making gamer exploration is the worst. So the thing is, like, they just, like, decided to go for a huge chunk. Like, if they would make everything even more detailed, I feel like it would even backfire more. Because, like, dude, I played already for 91.9 hours, dude. And that's, like, literally, like, I'm not, like, super... Well, first half of the game, I was doing... Well, whenever I was getting side quests, I was doing them, always. First half of the game, I was also like doing a lot of like side, you know, exploration, going for some stashes somewhere in the distance, right? Like first area and stuff. I get all the stashes I could find on the map. Second area, I think too. Like I was trying to clean it all. So it's like, imagine if it will be even more exploration, even more side quests in the second half of the game, right? That would also come all with even more running around and everything. Like, dude, it would be way too big, honestly. Like, they should probably like cut, you know, the areas in the game and like focus on like half of it or whatever. and then make like, you know, DLC or like a second game with the rest or something, you know, just make the story also kind of like scaled with that too. Like they went for some big ambitions, which I mean is good. Like whenever them and modders will fix it, it's gonna be like kind of like live service but single player, unless someone will make the mods for multiplayer too. You will be able to just fucking play this shit for like hundreds of hours, no problems. That I'm pretty sure. If like the exploration and everything will be fixed and stuff. Is that cold in the room? Kinda. Just hands freezing sometimes, huh? A bad way to increase difficulty, yeah. I don't really like, in particular, like that crazy against it, because you just kind of like get better weapons and stuff too, which I had no problems with all this exploration there. It kind of like might actually make people who try to like speed run through, I guess, mold out though, because like if you don't, you know, kind of like match the gear with the enemies becoming danker and danker, you probably gonna start suffering a bit, because they're gonna take a lot of shots then. But I do like the early game way more, when actually, you know, like going for headshots and stuff was good, because you could actually like with silencer, you know, just one tap someone, try to even like stealth is PPG, but you can still at least try to go with that stealth. But later down the line it becomes almost impossible, because there's just no way for you to like one shot them, unless you can approach from behind with knife and stuff, but that was not always an option. That was not always an option. But I mean, overall, like, the war is not that bad, but like too much question marking there now. Yeah, the Steam Deck God of War, dude. Like, Balatra didn't get anything. Like, come on, man. A Better with Friends award, that one was obvious. Yeah, visual style, dumb shit. Innovative, fine. Game you suck, fine. Like, soundtrack. But I mean, even nominations are dog shit, really. Except for maybe Frostpunk. Because, like, dude, the remaster galore again. Story Reach Game Award, that is Omega bullshit. The rest is kind of more or less alright. Game of the Year I also can agree, because, like, it's the popularity contest on Steam, so whatever. I'm okay with that. Balatra didn't sweep, man. And never lucky baby rage. Storm chasing simulator. Damn, not even playway or anything. Insane. Real good reviews there and stuff too. I think we saw that one before. Damn steep. This is still even alive. It was still on 16 even, this one. Wait, that long ago? Holy. And still actually even alive. Purchases made in this region will only receive Russian and simplified Chinese languages. Thank you, Ubisoft. That's very fucking nice of you. That is very nice of you. Why even? It's when you want to get some like the global keys and stuff in some games, huh? Big shit. Self-sabotage in there. What else we have? Arco on 30% sale already. Damn, this one is farming hard actually. Holy. This one's farming hard there. Someone actually, I think, even got the key in the giveaway, right? For my charity stream for Arco. It actually is farming hard there. Insane. Can't remember the announcements and everything, but didn't think it'll farm that hard. The Latin American development, man. Golden Joystick nominees also. I mean, the Steam sale is just over, so... Like, we need to wish to more on the more sales, you know, to look at more. Beyond Citadel. Oh, this one is doing numbers too, kinda. The Wii Boomer Shooter. All of a sudden. All of a sudden. He gets the body hello. Anime style retro throwback shooter. I'm not sure like what exactly weeb about this one, except for like yeah, you have like some weeb character in the corner there. What else is exactly anime style? I'm not sure. Don't think there is that much. Maybe like up close enemies are kinda. Ah, I see window, I see. That's why. That's why, I guess. Can actually look down. Not so sure about like super realistic gunplay, but yeah. Does look pretty nice. Does look pretty nice. Some mega double jumps and stuff too. Not bad. Yeah, the Murky Diver is out now. Play Salako, I played the demo. You already were shilling for it very hard before. I remember. Yeah, Celica did pretty good there. Commercially success. Commercial success there. Very nice. Some Murky Divers with Fool, eh? Was like a newer ones, eh? I think you guys say, eh? I guess like the sale again kinda ruins everything. On Steam displays, eh? Yeah, because it just shows the stuff that was already out for a while. I guess not much was happening in during the sale. In that early access, it's out, I think. 1.0, eh? The reflex is getting slower. I know the feel, man. I know the feel. Yeah, 1.0 release. Oh, Celico? Celico is like chapter 1 or something, right? I think it's like the chapter thingy there. Yeah, these are like old already releases. Saw that before. Top seller, dude. Miside is farming hard. Holy. A Monster Hunter Wilds pre-orders. The Civ 7 pre-orders also, dude. Wonder how many people are gonna mold out when it's out. I wonder. Almost the full game, I see. Project Tower. 6th of January. Third-person shooter mixing intense bullet hell combat with unique morphin ability. Insane trailers. It should be gameplay at least. Should be. Some mega story stuff. Some super heal mouse there. And the bullet hell with unique morphin. So show me the morbin. No, I see bullet hell now. Alright. What's the morbin ability? Yeah, it's like the definition of what I dislike. Oh, okay. More of a different shit there. A little bit window. But yeah, the bullet helling is not my forte at all. Not my forte at all, huh? Sea fantasy, huh? Save the world by fishing. Brand new action RPG game. I guess window, I guess. Well, I mean, it still provides enough tools to make something really dank. It's just like no one really kinda... Well, not no one, but like, yeah, not a lot of people actually try. The insane fishing galore, huh? So is RPG Maker? The RPG Maker is more limited though in what you can make, really. No, you can make a lot of things there, right? A lot of stuff is made there, but yeah, that's kind of like a little less flexible. You need to do a lot more, you know, a lot more very crude work with that then. Well, Unreal Engine is kind of like from the box is a little more flexible. But I mean, yeah, you can. I mean, same with Unity. Unity also used to be like, you know, oh, made in Unity equals shit. Like I remember, like literally, like years ago, like whenever Ella was like starting some game or something, and there would be like some sort of like Unity splash screen, and chat would just go like full PPG mode over that. And that was the case before too. Huh? So there will like you know, the devs will always find something. It's just that people still do that. I mean, yeah, not false. Like the shit will always find the way out, you know. Doesn't matter the outlet. Whether it be Unity, whether it be Unreal Engine, whether it be RPG Maker. RPG Maker also never stopped. People still pumping the insane fanfics there. In all the Coomer shovelware also, with like a bunch of different artists getting through RPG Maker mostly too. A Unity bad, Unreal bad if you don't code your own engine is assembly, you give me shit, basically, yeah. They make all your assets yourself also. But then they never gonna play your shit, and they gonna play like some sort of like, I don't know, like Climb Together or whatever, some other stuff instead. Oh yeah, the Chocolate Factory Simulator, something like that, that's Playway. The Playway's coming again. They're not giving up, man. They're still trying to pump some simulators out. And that shit already got so competitive in the market. But they still be trying. At least this one kind of looks a little higher value product, you know. But not so sure, though. Vardensville. Fast-paced movement shooter. A roguelike. Playable solo and up to 3-player co-op. The unique movements and abilities. Literally Risk of Rain 2? Literally? Somewhat, I guess. Oh, this one. Oh, Pinball. Pinball Storm. RPG game combining roguelike and pinball gameplay. What are the resistance against plutocracy? So marble pinballs to eliminate waves of enemies and collect resources to further enhance your marbles. Save the world from hell, damn son. Even more dank stuff. This is really just kind of like Survivors-like in a way, though. RPG game, roguelike and pinball gameplay. Not sure. The Fury anime waifus, yeah. I'm trying to hit all of them. Trying to hit them all. The Builders of Egypt. And Playway with another one. There's also like Builders of something else. I think already twice even before. Which is pretty much just a reskin by the looks of it. There was a prologue also, of course. So yeah, not really. I just gonna play Cleopatra Pharaoh or whatever. Some quality boomer stuff. That I'm gonna probably whip out next week. Probably. This window, nice. Hey, Dink memes. Discolored too. Colors gone missing from the world now. A woman in red who may be holding the key to preventing the world from becoming discolored. Yeah, is it time for some insane puzzling there too? Seems like it. Metro exit, this was better than Stalk and you should reinstall it. I mean, it was a good game, for sure. It was. It was, but it's different. I do like Stalker. I don't know about more really. Like I feel if it will be when it will be like, you know, more functional, I will like it more. Before Age of Mythology? No, I haven't. Don't think I did. Don't think I did. Rangers in the South. What's this one? 2.5 DHD pixel art. Boog. Hundreds of characters, unique strategies and abilities. Hordes of enemies explore different biomes. Procedurally generated dungeons. Oh yeah, our favorite. Our favorite. Yeah, I'm not sure which one is that one. Gloria is not so sure. .5 DHD. Yeah, looks alright. Looks alright. It looks kinda alright. The demo. Demo update. I don't really see the demo now though. But there was one. Keruil. Fast run and gun horror shooter with roguelike elements. Oh, I think I saw that one before. It's from the dank game dev circles, huh? That might be nice. It might be kinda nice. Get something like that, you know. A little kind of more single-player-ish rather than a roguelike game. With some dankness going on. That I would love. That I would love. Made with Godot, actually. Give me Father 2? Nope. Well, outside of the prologue demo, whatever. I have not yet. Not yet. That I have not yet. Freedom Wars Remastered. Born into 1 billion year prison sentence. Survive deadly missions, earn any hope of freedom. Die in prison and live in the battlefield. Choice is yours. The Bandai Namco and stuff. It could be window. Kinda does look like it. Got the live action trailer there. Insane. Remastered. Steam 10th of January. Everything else 9th of January. Shaken by a SMH. You got a low. Spellforce? Yeah, Spellforce I haven't. Spellforce I haven't played yet. I have not. Not yet, at least. Not yet. The Star Wars there. Why? Why is that recommended all of a sudden? It's also like full release, no, release date. New season passes and everything. Pooga. Asian server version not compatible with other servers. Got some updates, I guess. Alright. So the Zone 02. Season 5 begin already. Damn son. Out in April. Already 5 seasons. So where's the Weebs molding, man? They got their stuff. Why they molding? Force tutorials. Except where your tutorial want you to click, including options. I see, alright. No change the display settings until you're done with tutorials. Asian only server version. Don't intend to play a PvP fighter RPG game that's going to be set elsewhere outside the States. One US server or something. Trouble connecting to servers, And rated 8 out of 10 if we've had no problems with servers. Damn, son. That good. Insane. Dynasty Warriors Origins. Soon. 17th of January. Guys already enjoyed the demos there, I saw. Guys already farming the demos. How's that one going? Damn, the pre-purchase with the start and with the FOMO tax. Poga. 3 days ahead of full release. Castle Dark. Apparent Workford must track down the evil force plaguing the land in this single-player action RPG. Oh, damn, that's probably one of those the saucy ones with dank reviews and everything. 11 positive reviews. Is that the one? Achieves a positive Steam rating. Damn, important announcement. Many hours of gameplay, countless monsters, dubious side quests, abundance of treasure. Damn, son. Alright, saucy reviews time. Alright, let's see. Typical fishing, crafting, alchemy. No mining, which I don't miss at all, with huge amount of different creatures, bad dudes, bosses. Can attack with a sword controller, but magic must use keyboard with plenty of spells along the shooting arrows. And you start using some GPT, I guess. Game is highly recommended. A big fan of all the games from this developer. Immediately bought this one as well. Damn, son. Was immediately delighted, What else is there? Yeah. Huge upgrade to controls. Damn, son. Prepare for some epic battles. GPT looking reviews, yeah. I'd be assured developer makes quality games. Yeah, like not just translating them anymore, looks like. A money well spent. I will gladly keep doing so if he keeps this up. Damn, son. The dedicated community there. Another absolute banger. Put some more effort into these reviews, I guess. Looks like it. Looks like it. 13 RPG Maker asset flips since 2019. Damn. Answering all the reviews too also. What a chump, man. I mean, that's not like that many at least. You can see some of the quality, you know, quality pictures and the banners and stuff. And everything probably like a little over like 10. No, actually some get like 20 reviews and stuff. Let's see like the 25 reviews. That's with this one. Just wonder when they started to get like some dank reviews. Maybe some of the old ones are gonna have some classics that you always see in these studios. I need some old school ones. Played RPG since Rogue. Damn, son. Yeah. Insane. It's an RPG Maker game. This is some of the lowest you can go. Alright, found the actual one, looks like. Clearly hastily made game. I was saying I've only played 2 hours. Don't know why I've beaten this game around 30 hours. Damn, son. And the Gunner games with amazing titles. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. There probably will be some. I mean, there will already probably. It's already like at least like, you know, not completely PPG translator reviews and everything. So those usually those are plenty in the in games like that. Damn, 2024 recap, insane. I bought this due to some of the positive reviews. Huh? I'll see this. The scheme is working, man. Game story is dull to non-existent. The strat works. Actually getting some people in with this one. Finished another game from this dev, but they really look and play all the same. Damn, what a twist, dude, huh? What a twist. Still got the positive review though. Insane. Chulaks are true. 0.1 hours played, yeah. Still positive though. That's the interesting part. That's the dink part. The dead internet theory there. FromSoft can pump the same stuff these guys also can, yeah. Yeah, these put like decent effort into the reviews, I have to say. Like we've seen Dinker examples. It works though. Some people actually buying later. Looks like. I don't know if it's really like that worth though. There's been a bunch, I guess, pumped. Even though like not everyone also reviews, so you know, there's 55 of these there. A warning: the game is difficult. Damn, son. One of the 3 great RPGs. Developed by a single developer, Shade. I like how everyone knows his name already there. Damn, 100 hours there even. Insane. Yeah, do be putting some effort into that. Placing yourself into reviews, yeah, imagine. Imagine. Almost half of my playtime has been AFK. I see. I'll see how it is. Yeah, also the interviewer there, yeah. Nice and fun RPG, I recommend. Just like the previous ones too. It's 165 hours there on record. But what a twist. Yeah, there's a little more effort with reviews, I have to say. We've seen way more obvious examples there. We've seen way more obvious examples of PPG reviewing there. The Idle Colony, oh yeah, so this one. Also Dink one. There's a Dink one. Bit of food here. Too hot for now. And this one is a weird thing, dude. Feed the void, with all the fruits and stuff. The Lost Humblebee. Cartoony survivors like. The Lot of Heart. Pixelated open world that casts the bumblebee magic and slash through demonic bugs. Damn, honey detected the game. Got the bee meta. No, that one was out in November. Didn't farm that hard. Didn't farm that hard, sadly. Does seem dinker mechanically than some survivors likes, that's for sure. This for sure. Some crazy movement and stuff. Pelicano World, what? Social MMO and Unreal Engine 5, inspired the 90s and 2000s pop culture. What the fuck? The MMO even. What's exactly the gameplay of that, dude? Don't need the teaser. We want gameplay. Okay, that's some like the dink pictures and stuff. So what's the game, dude? Broad scope of virtual possibilities. Engaging gaming experience and fostering deep social interactions. Okay, you're running. Alright, we found some gameplay at least. Insane. That's kinda it. Alright, what do people have to say? Oh, the game is a pogo simulator, alright. Click ball 10 times, get new pogo, yeah? More like neutral, alright. I used the entire budget on game trailer without single bit a second of gameplay footage. Given the test version, no one ever claimed it was final release, huh? Okay, it's free to play also, I guess, sure. Game review, it's bad, huh? Alright. It seems like some ding stuff, alright. Something weird about this one too. And the fact when the trailer is actually also doesn't have anything. Oh yeah, this one we saw last time. Fucking school simulators, dude, huh? What a time to be alive, eh? For the whole dollar, huh? There's like every country has like all the it's the whole scene for like the meme game devin, dude. The back home we have plenty of those, that's for sure. Are we unique in that or not? Alright, that's the one with quad robbers and stuff. Alright, I remember now. Yeah, Latvian. Well, that one actually got some like okay gaming even, I guess. What is Scoof? I kind of like I kind of don't know the deep lore, but I think it's basically, you know, like people just kind of like got the word scuffed, right? And then just was kind of like misread into Russian as like scoofed, basically, you know. And then it became Scoop. And that was basically how any dude over like, you know, 30 with like the beer belly and balding is basically a cold Scoop sort of. Yeah, what Latvian said pretty much. And just, yeah, like, kind of like dude getting in 30s and losing, you know, the charisma points, I guess, let's put it that way. The insane Gamba Gaming. And the Coin Pusher Casino. Just called it a bomb, I guess. I guess the bomb sounds kind of a little more, I guess, aggressive, you know, in a way. Insulting. Okay, don't take care of yourself too much. And then there it is, huh? Just give me some dang recommendations, similar to Dwarf Romantic somehow. This one did farm some good reviews, though. Interesting. The coin pushing machines. Magenta Horizon. I have a star sticker with them. Monolton. Do you have the screen like that in your trailer? You should start with that. Actually, surprisingly, kind of doing quite decently, considering someone, you know, just like went solo deving and started with the classic with platformer there. See to the nice see. Just gotta embrace the bold, man. Embrace it. Yeah, the price is nice too, huh? And I guess the style is also kind of nice, so... Actually makes sense. You can be a movie star even, yeah. Exactly. Gotta embrace the bold, man. Hunt and fight. What a name. Explore the island, find monsters, use various combat combinations, defeat bosses. And earn a reputation. They'll be able to kill the death itself. Damn, son. $6.29. Demo update still. It's already out 6th of November though. Like the announcements got stuck in the demo age, yeah? And didn't get past that to the actual release, and then game actually released. A rum and gun. Fast-paced shooter action with ARPG loot and character building. Journey across the Indian Ocean, uncover secrets of the drunken god. Become legendary pirate captain. Not in the Caribbean anymore. And the mega boats. Can only run and come. That's some dang stuff. Perk system changes, still updating and all. Glorious companions, that's familiar. Hey, we saw this one. And mixed now into a very positive, actually. It's quite a turn there. How's Ultan's ones looking? There was some ding stuff also with Gibbon giving him the recent reviews and stuff. Tab. No, it doesn't show recent though. He's still going. He's still going. See, to did I say? Mostly positive. Time to start working out, man. Yeah, what did they say there was like recent reviews? No, don't see that. Don't see that. The large amount. Well, not that crazy Pog, but you know, decent, decent. Biotan's video game. So you can join our nomad adventures, dude. And buy an island, and like a local pond there, maybe. He's doing some dank update too. In spring, I think, so. It's gonna be time to return. Haven't tried all the builds yet, even I think. But I did all achievements, so I'll be chillin'. I'll be chillin'. For now, we're chillin'. What's some special ones there? And not that much. Saw that one already. I'm gonna get on them news. Finish the food game. Gotta finish the food game. Thronebreaker is the only one. So you can play them. Now, Ultan's deck builder is actually really nice. Unique enough, man. Quite unique in a good way. Oh, this one. Any more meme shit? Yeah, I guess you can already see. More memes, dude. So in this Gigaguda, really? Bully at home. It seemed like more Clown Fiesta gaming, dude. The Slav Gradny is actually nice, alright. The Russian meme gaming going ham then, I see. They keep going. Yes, you see, I see. Realism. Blackguard? No, I haven't. Pretty day, I haven't. I haven't know what. I'm finishing some food, Yeah, I'm getting all the beatings, man. Can't run away. And what a game. No, with the original subtitles and stuff, I see. So that with like the antlers and stuff, that's I guess the New Year's version. I thought like that is supposed to be a fucking cock or something. And that's why he has antlers there. I guess I went too far with the meme. Or they missed the opportunity. Just like the Russian way to describe it, basically. Like the one who got cheated is basically, you know, growing horns. I think like in Italian there is also Carnuto and everything, right, for that? Probably in every culture it kind of connected somewhat, most likely. So I thought that's the thing. Yep, that's the one. That's the one. But this already going international, though. Have the same horn description? I see, so okay. Mythil, Horror Escape. Damn, son. And some stuff that farmed quite well, too. First-person 3D game in the Quest. Okay. Alright, the Quest horror genre, alright. Home of insane maniac. Hungry for new blood and suffering. So they like went with a little less meme stuff, and that actually worked pretty good, too. Let's see, dude, let's see. Yeah, I had the flashlight like that, like, dude, long ago. Very long. Didn't you need to basically like press the button, I think, so you can move the stuff? Yeah, it was like the metal shit. And it was also the chunky batteries. The thick boys. And yeah, it wasn't even that powerful for all there is. Oh, for flashing it was? I see. It wasn't even that powerful for all those batteries. Alright, let's go. Time to get into the news. Yeah, as you can see, there ain't that much going on because of the holidays still. But there is some, so let's go. And there's an interesting interview too. Ultan gonna be missing, feels bad. He would probably have something to say about that one, most likely. Most likely. The Doom capture. Most frustrating, though admittedly a raddest way to prove your humanity to an algorithm. Kill at least 3 monsters. 6 times I failed. Wait, how even? Skill issue all along, eh? Sadly, you're unlikely to see this one in the wild, eh? Feels bad, man. Elaborate advertisement for front-end as a service product Vercel. Also one that's been done before, albeit in a different form, that I actually found far more playable. You know, Boza? The customary whenever Doom on a thing occurs, I must now list all previous instances. Doom and Bellatra, Fortnite, electric toothbrush, your lawnmower, teletext, jailbroken tractor, Nintendo Game & Watch, pregnancy test, the gut bacteria, and rat neurons in a jar. Damn, the Doom is everywhere, dude. Doom is everywhere. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds creator wants to build a metaverse, but says it might take 15 years and can't explain what it will look like yet. That looks like the person who would say that, to be honest. You know, I kind of look like that when, you know, when life was complete fucking dog shit. You know, I did look kind of like that too. And when you just, you know, so out of it, you forget to shave for like a year and a half probably. He got luckier though with the beard, I have to say. Mine in that time wasn't that good. Pre-order for 15 years time, yeah. Yeah, that's the one of the projects on Steam with some dank reviews there. Yeah, 10-15 years before it's actually out. It's a big vision, but I've got a good team of industry professionals and they don't think it's that crazy. Hesitate to talk about this because it's just such a dirty word, but I want to build a metaverse because I don't think anyone else is. I think everyone's building IP bubbles that might talk to each other at some stage in the future, maybe if we are lucky. But it's not the metaverse. See, the metaverse is a 3D internet. You should be able to create your own worlds and just have them all operating on the same protocol. Like HTTP. So a world is a page, and that's what I'm trying to do with Artemis. Artemis will actually look like and what players, users, will actually do within that realm isn't talked about in concrete terms, except to say it might be a bit like Star Trek's holodeck or a Minecraft survival mode. He also says his studio, PlayerUnknown Productions, may build it with the world generation technology they're creating for their upcoming survival game, Prologue Go Way Back, which so far seems an aesthetically realistic orienteer 'em up with a hunger, thirst, and all the usual survival game go-tos. Artemis itself, however, is years away from release, according to Green. And even when it does come out, it's possible it will take time to gain traction. The internet was empty when it first started, and it was just the way of sharing data. And I look at this the same. It's probably going to be empty for the first few years, but then eventually you'll start to see the possibility of what you can do with this kind of world generator, and it's like a multiverse of worlds. Yeah, I still kind of don't really understand, like, why. You know, like, here's, like, all those tools to generate and create content for you. For me, let's say. But, like, why would I do that, you know? What's the point? Yes, is the itch.io you can like run in the browser even. But the Gore Star, living planet, is on a direct course for Earth. It's time to debut a secret weapon duo, Ace Pilot, a George Starbuckle, and his prototype starfighter Gar Type D. Save humanity, defend the Earth from alien invaders. Yeah, like more for Garfield and George there, dude, And like fucking up all the each dot. No script. What you doing? Just like not loading from each, dude, Just not loading from each there, looks like. Oh, nice. Okay, I can't even control the volume here. I guess. There's the insane Garfielding for you. The insane gaming, dude, Newgrounds also. Damn, son. Takes you back, really, Yeah, just play it on itch like that. All for free. Insane. Okay, this one I have like the whole interview. We're gonna read, That's why I'll don't need to arrive. Maybe he'll like that one. Bioshock was basically a corridor, says Ken Levine. Judas won't be, and characters will have long memories. You read the interview for that one. I'll read that. Not bad for what it is, I see. Spacecraft is aiming for the gap between Starfield Satisfactory and EVE Online. Yeah, that's the one we saw and we didn't get, like, what the fuck is that, really? That's from, yeah, the Shiro. That's the guys who made Dune Spice Wars, for example, all of a sudden. Yeah, Nordgard War Tales. So what exactly will it be? Plays outcast human pilot. Partner Grand Exit is from Earth. After a bunch of alien cold tripods rock up and smash everything. They greet you, by the way, Gus the Body. Hello. Ken likes to overpromise, yeah. Tripods thought they had won. In practice, all their conquest seems to have achieved is unleashing humanity upon the wider cosmos in an epidemic of bottom-hugging void suits. The objective is broadly to rebuild and build some more. You'll kick off roaming planets in first person, harvesting resources by hand, but as you found bases and improve your facilities, you'll be able to automate extraction and production. The dev site Satisfactory is an inspiration, freeing you to lift your sweat-stung eyes to the heavens. No character classes, but during our interview, Canas mentioned various evolutionary paths for players in terms of tech and playstyle. As your initial rickety or panning operation swells into prosperous multiple-planet mindstead, you'll stumble upon other players and found corporations that you may even more efficiently strip brave new worlds of their bounty. It's a continuous universe with no loading break between outer space and planetary surfaces. Damn, already better than Starfield then. And there are thousands of systems, each with several planets and smaller organic or artificial celestial bodies, such as space stations. Star map is broken into sectors, each woven around a core of static NPC encounters and missions, plus a swathe of procedurally generated material. Them thought in shambles. Not like a lot of procedural generation and then everything is empty. Canas assured me, evidently mindful that procedural generation is, for many, synonymous with lumpy gruel. We have actual content, but it's randomized in the way it is placed, depending on the server you're on, but on one given server, it should be in the same place for other players on this server. Which brings us to the question of online. Spacecraft is categorized as massively multiplayer on Steam and in announcement materials. Each server houses a few thousand players, with the exact number still TBC, and I reveal a post from the PC offices called the game an MMO. Well, I think that was a fair framing based on the information I had at the time. Spacecraft isn't an MMO in the classical sense, and Shiro, I keen to avoid the association. In practice, it's more about asynchronous than real-time interaction, and while collaborating with others is a focus, Canas was at pains to stress that you can do everything in the game by yourself, though you can't play offline. No, that's the important part already. Put a lot of emphasis on the cooperation aspect, and not cooperation in terms of a lot of time of real-time cooperation, like doing dungeons with your friends in World of Warcraft. But more asynchronous cooperation, in the sense that when you create a corporation together and you have several space bases, you'll have an overall goal as a corporation to improve this or that aspect, develop our base further, build specific buildings, or find specific resources. Members of a corporation may benefit from exploring and building together, but you can always break formation if you fancy. Absence of classes means that you aren't locked off from certain ways of playing. There's also the prospect of PvP, though the game isn't PvP focused. Mostly you'll be fighting with NPC banditos and presumably those villainous tripod aliens. Ship engagements take place in third-person view, sure considering a cockpit perspective, but it's not guaranteed, and are comparable to MMO skirmishes. No real-time dogpiloting, your ship flies itself while you assign targets and execute ship skills with cooldowns. That's kind of like EVE Online stuff there, I guess. And not much else to share at this point, but it's this aspect of spacecraft that I most trust Shiro to nail, given the previous accomplishments with War Tales and Nordgard. Less convinced that the game's distant planets and their inhabitants will be intriguing to uncover, given the unceremonious way Shiro positioning this as a game of imperial extraction and production. But you won't just be landing on chunks of rock and getting out your laser shovel. Asked to specify something weird players might encounter while planet hopping, Canas give me an example of how a random mission might spill over into resource collection. While approaching planet, you receive a distress call and trace it to a ruined base. Exploring in the first person, you craft an item to repair a door and rescue trapped NPC. As you take off, you realize the planet has extensive oceans. So you pilot beneath the waves in search of plunder, only to discover that you need to head home and upgrade your ship to withstand the pressure. Like, it does sound kinda nice, but at the same time, like all that like satisfactory bit to it doesn't really, like, you know, combine with everything well for my taste. With anything really. So it's like the co-op satisfactory sort, with like some exploration and stuff. Like, I don't know, do people really want to do it that way? Like, I would just rather take, like, the regular survival shit, you know, kind of just explore the planets, build the bases, farm some resources yourself, but, like, getting some insane corporations to farm resources. So, how does that work? Like, what does that do? So that means, like, everything will be scaled to that, right? So, like, you want to build something, you need, like, some ridiculous amount of resources that a corporation can achieve, right? So when you're, like, alone or manually farming in the beginning, you're probably gonna suck hard. Because if you balance everything, like the resource requirements around, you know, a single person, then, like, what's the point of the corporation? If, like, single person can do everything, what's the point of having some mega corporation that is just automatically mining multiple planets? There's just no point then, right? So I feel like everything will be balanced around that. So, like, if you solo, you're probably gonna suffer. And if you're a corporation, what you gonna be building with all those resources too? Like, what's the point? Like, resources for the sake of resources? Like, in single player, that's at least kind of like, yeah, like some sort of goal even in Satisfactory and stuff, right? You kind of just, like, do that and game over, game finished. What's the goal here? It's like still quite a lot of question marks. Like when they showed it, that was a question mark. Now, when they try talking about it, it's even more question marks, dude. Huh? See, dude, and I see banning all the games there. Construction stuff. The ship customization. The ship customization is elaborate, but then you don't even control the ships. Like, dude. Spacecraft is a cunning compound of bits and pieces from many other starfaring digital distractions. Several games have been very focused on the simulation aspect. Some of the games have been focused on economic aspect or the combat aspect. And I think what Spacecraft brings is a unique mix of these. I mean, I guess we'll see. The shooter game, because shooter tends to blur the lines between genres. I mean, they do some good stuff, so I guess we'll see. But yeah, I'm not sure how that economy and stuff will work. And also building all those conveyors and everything, like with someone. I don't know. I would just rather, like, you know, be like mining some asteroids in space and everything, you know, and fighting pirates or some shit. That would be fun. And exploring planets. Building stuff. I mean, I guess the genre is huge. There's a lot of people enjoying all this, like, automation, Factorio-like stuff. So maybe they just want to kind of, like, hit those with some sort of, like, live service. We'll see, I guess. And dice to the dice. Former WildStar dev Tim Kaine claims the MMO's lengthy development hurt its launch. I didn't even fucking know, really. Most gamers likely associate the name of Tim Kaine with the creation of Fallout, yep. But he also worked as the programming director and then design director of the MMORPG WildStar back in the day too. That I didn't know at all. So obviously would have some input into why the game didn't land with players after it released back in 2014. And in the last few years, he hasn't been shy about sharing that input. In 2023, he appeared to suggest that the main problem with WildStar's development was the lack of singular vision, brought on by drama among the leadership team and the interdepartmental chaos that resulted in three-way tug-of-war. Among the people whose leadership but not names he blames were studio head Jeremy Gaffney and art director Matt McCarsky. But now, according to an interview with PC Gamer, Kaine argues that the game's 9 long years of development were the key problem with the game, as the MMORPG landscape changed dramatically over the course of its creation. And just re-release WildStar as it was. Yeah, they could ride the wave easily, yeah. I think with a lot of MMOs that were kind of like, you know, big enough. Well, not big enough, I guess, like, because they died, right? But, like, hyped enough, I guess. Yeah, you can just return them, even for a bit. And there will be people who will hop on the hype train, for sure. They worked on it for a total of 9 years when WildStar finally came out. And that itself causes problems because games had shifted them. What people wanted had changed. Other competitors had come out and showed what you could do. You can make a target and build towards it, but if you take so long, the target's gonna move, eh? Kaine left Carbine Studios in 2011, 3 years before WildStar launched. He knew. And he reportedly never played the game. Around the time gamers themselves, including us, began calling out the obvious design pivots and fretting over the staff departures. He still appears to have fond memories of those he worked alongside, eh? Almost all of them had worked on World of Warcraft or some other really good stuff. It was such an interesting team because there was so much potential and some really, really great people there. And it's hard to make lightning strike twice. It's hard to capture it in the bottle. We could have done it, I can say that. Yeah, I kind of like wasn't really following that much. I remember the hype around that, and then I remember it just fucking died completely. So not super familiar. What happened and with the game itself? Heard like a lot of different takes about it, I guess. And like with the all the hardcore and the classic things that they were trying to do, that people suddenly didn't really want, you know, to have in the game and all those things. You think you do, but you don't, basically. Marvel Rivals unbans Steam Deck and bug players wrongly caught up in cheater purge. NetEase sincerely apologized for flagging compatibility layers as naughty business. Then doled up bans of up to 100 years to players suspected of cheating. Failed to distinguish between legitimate compatibility layers and the software that non-Windows operating systems like the Steam Deck, SteamOS used to run native Windows games and actual hacks. IGN now apologized to affected players and lifted the bans. Not the Fiesta, man. Yeah, the anti-cheats, dude, nowadays is a whole other level, a whole other business now. And you kinda need it, otherwise shit's gonna get fucked very fast. Extraction RPG, Seekers of Skyvales, 2025 roadmap promises early access in March. PvPvE Extraction RPG. What the fuck is that, dude? Early access in March. A genuinely playtest, NA servers. Founder Pucks, oh damn, Poga. Another one. Another one. Plans to appear on Steam Next Fest in late February. Ah, that will be the Next Fest demo also. So I guess it's also on Steam, but then like only NA servers. That doesn't sound Poga, whatever that game is even. A van camping sim Outbound aims to deliver an alpha in the first half of 2025. So this is the MMO, but you on the wheeled house basically. Fully funding Kickstarter in September. Development on track. The alpha to be publicly available in the first half of 2025. They made significant progress on the world of Outbound, bringing it to life and places to explore and secrets to find. That will be the Dink one. I'm not so sure if it will be something that is like my jam, but the concept at least is interesting. I wonder how it will actually work in the end. I wonder how it will actually work. Yeah, pretty. Yeah, heard that also. Yeah, that was the thing I heard the most, really. That they tried to kind of make World of Warcraft Classic, where people already were moving away from the Classic, where, you know, developing World of Warcraft was still a good thing and Pog thing, and no one yet wanted to go back. Yeah, nowadays with all the people wanting to go back to Classic and stuff, that could actually work pretty good. Even though I'm pretty sure that they also like would be all the people who wanted to go into that experience, as soon as they got that experience, they all would just fucking ditch it as usual. Because they don't really understand what they desire. They want to go back in time to the times where they were playing Classic, not to the Classic most of the time. That's why even with Classic, I think they changed already a bunch of things, right? Like all this like no changes stuff already is in the past. Everyone already changed a bunch of things, including all the attunements and everything, right? So even though I guess I also could kind of see the appeal in that stuff, somewhat, in MMOing like that. Like, I don't mind the time consumption, I don't mind the grind, if the game is good and the gameplay is good, But living in the MMO, that already not all of us are ready to do. Not all of us are prepared, eh? Ashes of Creation influencer flames out by making accusations Intrepid calls false and defamatory. Oh damn, Ashes of Copium with some drama. Prominent Ashes of Creation YouTuber announced he would stop covering the MMORPG Scorched Earth style. A YouTuber and live streamer Narc posted a video address yesterday telling followers he would cease creating content related to Ashes of Creation, citing several issues with the game and its development as reasons, including the end of Alpha 2 key sales ahead of the test build's release, network problems that he says make combat completely unplayable, a long grinds to even get to content testing that he argues go against claims that the alpha should not be played like a release title. No, Ashes is like in some sort of like alpha test or something, whatever. I don't know what is up with that really. There was like some streamers who kind of like on release of alpha test played it for like a day or two, and then I think it kind of just like pee poofed from the raiders again. But I think it's still in the test though, so I guess you can like make content and everything and play somewhat. He also casts aspersions on the Ashes of Creation update, claims related to Phase 2 server meshing, makes presumptions about the MMORPG's player base total against Intrepid Studio's server capability, claims that the studio is openly banning negative remarks since it effectively took over the game's subreddit in 2018. And argues that the developer is being openly dishonest, owing primarily to a recently added expansion of a desert region in Phase 2 looking unlike a 2022 showcase for the biome. Narc also argues that other showcases of locations and game features are not real. Discussions about this video began to spring up on the AOC subreddit and other genre subs, which in turn brought Intrepid boss Steven Sheriff forced to issue an official reply. Narc is his own person, not beholden to me or you or anyone in the community, while you or I or anyone may not always see eye to eye on particular issue or opinion. It is important to remain respectful and constructive when speaking to each other on platforms managed by Intrepid and our moderator team. Sad to see Narc's take on Ashes, the claims he makes against myself and the team, it is unfounded, false and defamatory. Share the comment he made in the video, explains that the... Okay, there's a whole bunch of that stuff. Holy. The chat in comment there, alright. The reaction to both the video and Sheriff's response continue to run a mixture of support for Intrepid Studios, furrowed brows at Narc's decision to cover the game for 4 years, some general agreement with some of Narc's points, and presumptions of censorship and removed criticism from the AOC subreddit. Possible this will eventually dwindle like other tiffs raised by popular content creators, but for now the situation appeared to raise a lot of conversation about open development in general and whether MMO players who back these projects really understand what they're getting into. As the hype and Noah was interested, yeah, I mean the hype is like the main thing I think that gets people, you know, interested even. I think like any like hyped MMO in general kind of by definition attracts people already. Just because it's like, oh, this one might have like, you know, people playing. So it's not a dead MMO on release at least. So people kind of down to play something that's just not gonna be dead. Because basically like the only MMOs that are like not dead technically are just a few and far between really. And people want new stuff, I guess. So whenever something gets like somewhat hyped around, people just kind of all hop on the train. I mean, I also like learned about the game just from that, really. Here, posted the wall of text. Them summoning him. He was here earlier. He was here earlier. He was here earlier. That's the CEO of Ashes of Creation. Basically, that's quite the wall there. Quite the wall there. Game going somewhat well. Well, it's an alpha test. It's an alpha test right now. And yeah, like some content creator basically like ditching it because of like some bad decisions by developers and everything. And with things being unplayable and shit. Well, I mean, if you go in the alpha test, like what else do you expect, dude? Huh? The grinds to get the content testing that he argues go against claims that the alpha should not be played like release title. I mean, you need to test the grind too at some point, I guess. And like, yeah, the network problems, that's what the alpha is for, I feel. Developers being dishonest over the game's banning negative remarks. The desert region in Phase 2 looking unlike a 2022 showcase for the biome. I mean, it's not released, it's alpha, dude. Maybe it will change later. So yeah, seems kinda not so sure. Not so sure. Not into all that, so can't really say who's wrong, who's right. But yeah, I think like if you are in the alpha test, then well, that's what you get, man. I also load back in the day to play like all the close betas of every MMO coming out, basically. And in close betas, they usually already were somewhat playable, more or less. But like on alpha, dude, yeah, not sure about that. Crossout's latest patch has a car part that rewards players for hitting sick drifts mid-fight. Man, I'm really impressed that the Crossout is still going home there, dude.
The scavengers are
I am still impressed, man.
Scar told them to get in the robot, and they really did. Well, Syndicate would never just stand by and watch this mess. They joined forces with the Haganate.
Oh no, it's not out for 4 years though.
Their lands from the rogue AI.
I think like the beta started like earlier this year, maybe like summer or something.
The judges are harsh, but there are some things.
It's just like Ashes of Creation has so much hype and expectations that some content creators already were farming it way before it was even playable, you know.
And grenade launcher, a brand new secret weapon type, a new map, and a cutting-edge relic plasma emitter. Buckle up your 5-point harnesses and get ready for the Wasteland Drift. The first turn leads us to the relic plasma emitter, Nemesis, an evolution of Helios with some peculiarities. Like its predecessor, the Nemesis fires in bursts of 5 projectiles. But if you don't pull the trigger, it accumulates up to 8 charges of its perk, allowing you to fire in bursts without delay. That's a maximum total of 40 projectiles that can hit your target. Now let's take a look at the rewards of the 75
I played this shit back in the day.
Each of them
In the test, in the beta.
Hall of Fame. At the very beginning, we can find the new
It was pretty fast. It was pretty cool.
The power of the cabin
But the grind there, huh?
up to 4.
But the grind
Next
was
up is
insane.
the hot new weapon, the Punji turret. It essentially consists of 2 stakes that create an energy field between them, which not only penetrates and damages enemy parts, but also slows down their armored cars. The best way to get away from the chase is to put this turret right behind you. At turn 36, level, of course. At level 36, you'll find the legendary Fukibar crossbow. It fires 3 arrows at once. Each of them deals bursts of damage.
I don't know how much shit they already even added there.
Try to aim at the largest parts.
Like
to
so much
maximize
I
the
even
effect.
revisited, I think like
Of course, no race
4
cars
years
can
ago,
beat
I
without
guess,
its
on
parts.
stream I played for a bit.
And it's a legendary one. The majestic Oyabun, as a true head of a clan, crowns its own technology branch as an extension of Hot Red. If you make contact with an enemy or obstacle and come to a stop, the engine will shift momentum to reverse gear, and you'll have 100% of your speed available to you when going backwards. It's a great way to get out of a mess unharmed in time. The jewel of the weapon industry of the East awaits you at level 53. The newest grenade launcher of legendary rarity, Imugi. It radically changes the whole concept of this type of weapon. Its projectiles are magnetically attracted to the target, minimizing the chance of a missed shot. However, the laws of physics apply to everything, so keep inertia in mind, survivors. I wonder if you know how they live in the wasteland. They live fast, very fast. At last, the base of your race car, the Satori cabin. Light, speedy, legendary. Want to put your opponent to shame? Then pull the handbrake. While your car with the Satori cabin is drifting, the damage
It's like
of your
all
weapons
looks
increases.
dank and
The
cool,
longer
and you
drift,
start playing
the
and you
higher
play
your
like as a
bonus.
fucking piece of
Travel to
shit
the
on the
land of
wheels,
Sending,
with
to
holes,
the new Fuji city of the Shinto Corporation,
and with some little
which has become
machine
the scene
gun.
of a battle for control over a unique energy module, the mysterious crystal
And nothing
capable of
else.
storing and possibly generating vast amounts of energy. The invading army of scavengers is met with a strong resistance.
That's how the early
and
levels
rumors
go.
of the
Then you
module's
need to
limitless
farm
capabilities quickly
for a
spread
while.
across the wasteland. When fighting in this dense urban area, don't forget about the tower.
Gotta earn looking
Your
cool,
team
yeah.
advantage of
Well, I mean, it's not even looking
But pay
cool though. It's,
attention
you
to
know,
funnels charged
it's
with
actually
electricity.
playing cool.
Driving into one of these doesn't bode well. These are not all the new features that are waiting for you in the game. Stay tuned and step on the gas pedal. The Wasteland Drift is about to begin.
In the scene, eh? It's in all consoles and stuff. I'm impressed that it's like still kind of kicking for that long already. For a while. How old is it actually? So I started the beta, it wasn't even on Steam. That's actually maybe why the huge fucking ballista disappeared, because I guess I played it before on non-Steam and I guess I didn't connect it. 2017. I think it's also like already like full release in the Steam release. Huh? Before that, yeah, E3 2015 actually. That already was out. Most innovative online game. So it's been some time, dude. Huh? Yeah, next gen hello. How we doing? But yes, the War Thunder publishers and stuff. And that shit just got like mega grindy. Oh yeah, and they're selling like the cars and stuff for $30 also. Holy shit, dude. Yeah, that's how you get to look cool and drive cool, huh? And without grinding too much. Just pump $30 in, there it is. Simple as. Then you can start already with that. And why opening some, unlocking some parts and grind when you can just pump some bucks in? See next gen, I see, huh? Doing good, man, doing good. Huh? Better get warm, brother. Better get warm. Fractured admits that it has performed way below expectations. Scales back team to just 3 devs. Yeah, I guess about it, yeah. MMO Studios putting out positive pep talks at the start of New Year. Fractured Online, little uplifting news to share as the sandbox MMO heads into 2025. In fact, recent letter from the lead developer who admits to recent mini burnout is as gloomy as it gets. Apparently, things aren't going well at all at Fractured. Full release in the summer and the free-to-play transition in November have performed way below expectations. I will elaborate more on the whys later on, but in a nutshell, we barely had any budget to spend on marketing, and we face some serious competition this fall. There's a lot of MMOs there in the fall. MMO itself continues to go forward. Fractured had to lay off 4 of the 7 people working on it, and the remaining 3 weren't getting paid at all. Luckily, the backend is stable, so we can focus on new features, and revenues are enough to pay for servers, taxes, and a little for ourselves. The mindset and roadmap for the year should be coming soon, and that there is continued effort to secure new investment for the company. The game performed his expectation there, yeah. That's Discord event, damn son. Oh, there it is. A future of storytelling with Kid Levine. Acclaimed developer also discusses Judas, generative AI, and why it wasn't easy to step away from Bioshock. There it is, man. Spoke with renowned designer about the biggest challenges in telling stories and react to players, balance between author vision and player agency, the potential for generative AI in storytelling and more. The review below been edited for brevity and clarity. The game storytelling advanced so much in the last decade or so, but what would you say is the biggest challenge that remains? Very easy to show a player a story, and the harder part is to get them to participate in it and react to how they participate. Don't think there is one way to make games, but personally as a narrative games maker, I've never been a big fan of cutscenes because they're not interactive. One of the reasons Judas is taking so long is trying to figure out how we get the game to be substantially more responsive to player decisions. That's a really hard problem, and that's why you don't see a ton of it in games. They could easily milked it for a decade. Well, I mean, they will, just without him. They still plan to. The Bioshock is coming, dude. Our industry is over 50 years old and we still don't really know what it is, what games are. The time movies were 50 years old, they were making Citizen Kane. It's changed somewhat since then, styles have changed, but they had it pretty well figured out by the 1940s. We haven't. Now I think that's a feature, not a bug, because I like being in a field where even at my age I'm still like, what is this thing? Let's try this shit and see if it works. This is incredibly exciting. Is it the interactivity that makes it more difficult? The film, TV, even the book, everyone's going to experience the story in the same way at the same pace. Have so much more control as a storyteller. Whereas if player have any level of agency, you lose some of that control. How do you balance between the story you want to tell versus the story that the player thinks they are being told or participating in? In the future, it will be player-driven. That's where we want to go. Because that's what makes our medium unique. You have different advantages. You want someone to interact in the movie? Well, good luck. They've tried stupid stuff like the Clue movie back in the day, where there's different endings, and I've seen people try more of this now, where they are sort of doing this pseudo-branching thing. It's just so rudimentary, that doesn't work. It's about how you respond to the player's desire to participate and how you make them feel that their decisions are important. That's validating, and they feel like they've had a different experience than their friend, because otherwise we should just make a movie. Branching narratives and a lot of interactive movies are locked onto the decision tree structure. We recently spoke to the team behind Bridge Command, an immersive Star Trek-style live-action bridge simulator, and they can break away from that decision structure because they have live actors who can react and people behind the scenes who can adapt to what the players are doing. But video games have to be programmed to react to players. You have to predict what the players are going to try. How do we overcome that barrier? Yeah, there's a whole range of interactive theater, which is very powerful, and they bring it because improv. And the ability to react to audience is very powerful. Interactive theater is probably the closest thing to what we do, but we don't have human brains that decide in the moment what to do. Computers do not know how to improv. The approach we are taking with Judas is heavily based upon recognition of player action and response to player action. Even just characters observing a long range of player action and commenting on it. You saw this and you did that, and then you did this, and that was interesting because that caused that. We're doing that kind of stuff right now, and it's really just observing the players and then writing the types of lines that could react to various types of things. It's a huge amount of work because you have to think of all the things player can do and then write in character responses for different characters, those actions in a way that feel organic. Another thing we figured out is that continuity is really important. You can't do individual moments like a Mad Lib filling in the blank. So an orc comes to you and puts you on a quest to find X, right? Those just feel very boring and rolled out of random number generator, but once you start observing sequences of events, having characters observe you did this and then you did that and that caused this and I'm mad because it did that, that's when it gets really interesting. That's the space we've been exploring. It's a complicated problem and I don't think there is one way to solve it. What I'm interested in is giving the player more space to explore and then supporting that rather than just say, no, you're doing our story, fuck you. Advocates would argue that generative AI is the solution to this. What are your thoughts on that technology and its capability to react to players? Don't want to underestimate it. I think it's very powerful. One limitation AI seems to have is persistence. You look at Sora, ChatGPT video generator, you see a woman walking down the street and the street scene is beautiful, but if she were to turn around and walk backwards, it wouldn't remember where she has been. It doesn't currently understand persistence, although that may change. We can't tell if it's a limitation or just the nature of the technology. So for all the concerns about AI, have you seen it write a good 20-page movie yet? Scene to scene. It doesn't know how to do that. But that kind of makes sense with all this like Google thingy, when they can just like make a game with like a prompt or something, but it's gonna be like, you know, just a few minutes slice basically, because it just can't, you know, can't have that persistence there going. Don't really believe in authorial intent. One day I'll be dead, and if I'm lucky enough that people are still interested in my games, they're not going to be able to ask what I think. That's probably a quote from somewhere else there, but that kind of makes sense, I guess. And no choices? Yeah. Which choices were there even? To be honest. There are useful elements of AI right now, for instance, training your bug database to query how many bugs you have in certain situations, but what it can't do is tell me a really compelling story that has a 3-act structure or even tell me multiple scenes. It gets extremely confused. You've not used any generative AI in the development of the product outside of things like bug databases, clearing our analytics database. That's what it's good for. Haven't used it for concept art because there are some legal issues around sourcing images. And right now I'm not overly impressed when it comes to game development. I'm sure there will be more of it in future, but I'm not super worried about it yet, and it's coming to take everybody's jobs perspective, huh? You're saying about giving players a bit more room to explore, but that brings up the challenge of pacing. Does that affect the type of story you can tell? If the main plot is about the world ending immediately, that can be undermined when players spend 20+ hours doing side quests. Let's see what do I say. Yeah, true. Actually sounds about right. Yeah, really funny because we're making this game where the ship is falling apart and you've got to get off. So we think about it all the time because anything you're going to be doing, if it's not about getting off the ship, the big question that will come up is, why am I doing this? And you risk the player losing faith in the story you're telling. You have to respect all that stuff. There's no universal answer except, I guess, don't make problems for yourself. Does the world have to be ending in your story? In Judas, that is what we a bit off, so we have to think about that problem. But you try to align your story with your capacity to tell it. Originally, when we started on Judas, we were thinking of a smaller thing, and the story was much smaller, but then our ambitions rose, and the game had to sort of catch up to it in terms of where you're trying to do a story and character. We actually never made a game before, really, where the stakes were this high, and that's for a specific reason. It's the problem with Marvel movies. Every fucking 5 minutes the universe is about to end, and eventually that stake can become sort of meaningless. I prefer to avoid that because a player feels rushed. You want to keep the stakes dramatically high, but you also want to make them feel like they can do what they want to do and explore the environment down to every square inch. You're creating a game with multiple endings. What are your thoughts on developer canon versus the player's decisions on what the ending is? It's always debate which is true ending of a game, and Ubisoft is trying something with the Assassin's Creed Shadows, which will have a canon mode that makes decisions for the players. What impact does that have on the choices made by other players? Haven't played the game, so it may be brilliant, and they may have made all the right decisions. At first blush, it sounds to me like maybe you're doubting yourself a little bit. At the end of the day, though, I kind of feel that there is no canon. I don't really believe in authorial intent because one day I'm going to be dead, and if I'm lucky enough, people are still interested in my games. When I'm gone, they are not going to be able to ask what I think. I really try not to overly insert myself into that decision because it doesn't matter. The user's experience of the art is central, not the artist's experience of the art. Art is the intersection of the art and the person viewing the art. It's different for every painting, every song, every book, every game. If you read a book when you're young and then you read it again when you're old, that's a different book, right? Yeah, that's beautiful, man. I never want to take that away from you. I mean, I do agree to some extent, but in the same time, like, you kind of do need the canon if you make a next game or something, right? Like, if you have something connected with the first game, you can't really, like, you know, just, like, have, like, open beginning and open end, right? You need to still kind of start from somewhere. I mean, sure, you can, like, make, like, you know, the first game with, like, 10 endings, right? And then, like, you're making a second game and you just make the lines for every ending, but that's like 10 times more things to do, right? And if you also add branching in your second game, that already from 10 it becomes 100, right? And then the third game it's even more, like, you just can't, right? You still need to pick something that is like the main. If they're making Judas just kind of as a one-off thing, then yeah, sure, you can just, you know, no Cain in there, bro. Somewhat right. I mean, not false. Like, no, that all makes sense. But like the canon, you kind of need. Like with Assassin's Creed, for example, it's like it's a fucking universe with a shitload of games, right? And they will continue pumping Assassin's Creed, you know it, no matter what. So they kind of need to have some sort of canon so they can continue pumping them and connect the game to the overall world. So they need to find canon. I think this canon mode actually is kind of interesting way. Like, it needs to be, like, very optional. It needs to be somewhere far away. Only for people who really want to go with it. But I think it's kind of a good idea. You know, especially for later in the lifetime of the game. When, like, someone, you know, planning to play already, like, the next game in the series, right? And they just want to, like, revisit the game and see what's, you know, the way that is the canon way and what will be used in the next game. And then you just, like, pick the mode and it's just gonna, like, show you the movie, basically. I mean, why not? I guess. Well, you play through the movie. But, I mean, they already planned to make some automation in how the stuff being played, right? Maybe it will be actual movie and play for you too. People often ask me about the end of Bioshock Infinite. What was happening there? Did this happen or did that happen? Maybe I'm just being a douchebag for not answering it, but I kind of feel the answer is, well, what do you think of this? That's the beauty of what we do. There is no medium that is more user-involved than our medium. It's also no medium that can tell stories in a way that doesn't necessarily have a beginning, middle, and end. Look at Her Story by Sam Barlow. It's not a branching narrative. There is a story, but you discover it in a non-linear way. The moment that make one person realize what's happening will come in a different order that they will for another person. How do you explore that further as an industry? Game stories are very fungible. What's your story in Mario 64, right? There's a story because you remember your experience in playing it. And then there is stories that are very suggested, like Inside by Playdead. There's a lot of sort of amorphous edges around the story. They don't want you to know exactly, but you get to sort of form a lot of what's happening because it's fairly abstract. The more literal you get, the harder that is to do. There's certain expectations that arise from dialogue and characters are motivated by naturalistic things. Judas has a lot of different ways it can go, which is very different to the games we've made previously. There are beats and how you got there is going to be fairly different from one player to the next. And places you'll get to are very different from one player to the next. There's different types of stories. Some stories really want sort of very naturalistic beats in it, beginning, middle, and end. Some things like Inside or even Katamari Damacy, there's some kind of player story there, but it's just not very literal. So it's really a question of how literal your storytelling is. We're trying to find a more literal storytelling that is incredibly open-ended, which is one of the hardest things to do because you have to have the story make sense in a very organic fashion, but you also have to have it be more open-ended. That is tricky, but that's why I've been working on the game for so long. Yeah, I don't remember actually like the choices there that much whatsoever. The cage stuff, yeah, there was something with that. Like, I don't remember that one that well. I remember like the very ending, and I remember the DLC, right? That kind of like looped the whole series, but like the choices and stuff, I also don't remember. How does the game environment affect the story? The story's narrative is delivered through short video clips you can view in any order, but Judas or Bioshock is set in 3D environments. There will be specific routes by which players progress from one area to another. It depends. Bioshock and Bioshock Infinite, if you look at them from development standpoint, and this may be a bit alienating to some readers, but they are basically a corridor. A very, very long corridor with a bunch of trigger points that make story elements happen. Judas is made very, very differently, and that makes it much more hopefully reflective of players' agency, but also much, much harder to make. Now, this is just a quote from later. We'll read that. But we even see in some open world games, the developer guiding players through the map, whether it's by level gating, harder enemies in areas intended to be late game, by quests concentrating in one area before you reveal another. Still have some element of control over the story they're telling. It's a trade-off. The more control you give the creator, the easier it is for the creator to give the people what they would perceive as a very gettable story. The more agency the player has, the more work it makes for the developer. In Judas, we're really chosen to lean into that and try to really provide an opportunity to give players what they expect out of us in the story, but also open it up in a way that they've never seen from us before, but that is a lot of work. What restrictions and challenges do the time pressures of development put on storytelling and advancing how stories are told in games? Been incredibly lucky in having 10 years since Bioshock Infinite. Not many developers get to spend a decade working out how to make a game in a different way. Most people just have to get something out of the door. I think one of the problems we have in this industry right now is that games have gotten bigger and bigger and the graphical capacity has gone up and up. Just creating a door now versus creating a door 10 years ago just takes a lot more time because you have normal maps and traders and higher polygons and physics and all this other stuff to contend with. Everything's getting more expensive, especially in the big AAA space because they are spending the most money. And when you're spending all this money, naturally you have people concerned about the commercial viability of it. But the problem with AAA is if you don't innovate, especially in games, you start losing people because they've seen it before. And so we have potentially an over-reliance in some cases on franchises. It wasn't easy to step away from Bioshock. I never thought I'd have an established franchise. I tried multiple times and I've only made a couple of games that didn't have a sequel, but certainly I never really had a successful franchise before Bioshock. But I saw an opportunity to create a new IP and take on some risk. I'm very fortunate that Take-Two put their faith in me and not everybody has the wherewithal to do that, especially in the last few years, which have been very challenging. Take-Two has had success and I'm very grateful to everybody else who's done well, like obviously Rockstar guys who bring in a lot of revenue and who allow this kind of experimentation, because ideally you want to be putting bets on people taking risks in any sort of endeavor. You also want to have people not taking as much risk. You need to sort of diversify, but AAA's become very difficult to take risks, and mostly because it's so expensive. So I'm incredibly fortunate to be able to have the faith from the company to take risks and spend the time I need to make this successful. It's hard to do new things. Quite often, even if you take those risks, sometimes you're going to fall flat on your face, and the more expensive it gets, the trickier it gets. But I do think that without that, look at the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you stop taking risks and people just tune it out. Nothing is blessed by God to be successful. You've got to give some people something that excites them, and that gets harder every year. But you know what? That's the job. Which other games inspire you with the way they tell their stories? I think there's different ends of the spectrum. What Naughty Dog's Neil Druckmann has done in Last of Us in terms of telling compelling human stories was a big step because most games didn't get sort of naturalistic storytelling and were able to convey it that well. But at the other end of the spectrum, what excites me a lot, at least as a gamer, are things like Inside, which is a great example of storytelling in the way that only a game can do it. Without a word, without dialogue, without really understanding exactly what's happening, it still gives you that amazing experience. Remember when we were working on Thief, talking about story versus vibe? It is important that games have a vibe. It's not as important they have a story. The games I make tend to have stories in them, but inside is more of a vibe. You get to immerse yourself in this crazy dystopian world. You get to be this kid and you know nothing about him. The first scene you just see this character and he's just walking from left to right. And that's the whole game, basically walking from left to right and doing puzzles and counters and all that other stuff. But it's such a great feeling, and it wouldn't be the same if you were watching it as a movie. I admire that game endlessly. Let's see. Who forces him to make AAA games? I mean, I don't think he exactly like... Well, I mean, he does work on the AAA game, but yeah, he just basically... got into it, like, as he mentioned himself, right? He got like a super crazy good spot. Like after all that they did with Bioshock, he pretty much just got his studio on the bankroll of Take-Two, and like for 10 years, pretty much, he was just like sitting there doing whatever he wants and getting paid for it. So it is kind of like, well, I mean, probably not the offer you're gonna refuse, right? Like, literally full creative and whatever freedom for a decade, and they just foot the bill for all the studio. That's why he went for it, I guess. But now, you know, I guess for now it's time for them to kind of... They already told him, you know, the time, man, the time. And we want to make something out of this. And ends up spending a shit ton of money. Well, I mean, because that was a lot of experiments too. Basically. Now, he got the unlimited, you know. Nice, sure, nice. Hello, sir. He did get like unlimited amount to just experiment and try something, and he used that. And I guess he used that all, you know. Now they want him to actually, you know, finish something. And that's why we got finally the release, you know. I see, Rev, I see. That's why now we got the title. That's why we got something that that is happening actually. The name and everything, you know. Layoffs? We'll get there. We'll get there. Stardew Valley reaches 41 million lifetime sales. 41 million, holy shit, dude. 26 million on PC, 7.9 million on Nintendo Switch since 2016. There it is, man. See, sure, let's see. There's quite the number right there, huh? Tango Gameworks rebrands following Krafton acquisition. Now known as Tango Gameworks Inc., the studio shared it was excited to continue crafting games that bring joy to players around the world. Now we'll see. Hopefully they'll return to making all the good stuff, dude. Hopefully they are saved. Half-Life 3 has moved to its next stage of playtesting, it is claimed. Started playtests for family and friends of Valve developers in the past few months. The mega copium. We'll see, we'll see. Just the mega leaks, dude. No details, nothing else. PlayStation to continue focusing on live service games. Well, category news you don't want to hear. Game business constantly changing due to various factors, including technological advances, new genres, and ways of playing. However, one thing that remains constant is people's desire for great entertainment experience. Attention to games continue to grow. However, this has also created competition, and like many companies in the industry, we have to make changes to a business to solidify a more sustainable operating base. Hulz continued by saying PlayStation will continue to focus on developing live service titles, along with the story-driven single-player titles that our players want. So why are you continuing to focus on developing live service? Live service players don't want, but you continue, and single-player players want, and you will do, alright. Yeah, learning a lot as we establish ability to develop high-quality live service titles within Sony Interactive Entertainment. Helldivers 2 attracted many players through continuous content provision and achieved results that support the potential of live service titles. Hideo Kojima's OD and Physint suffered delays due to SAG after a strike. Damn, son. Kajim bu sad gya. Death Stranding 2, OD and Physint. Regarding Death Stranding 2, says that the team started to play and build up the game over the summer after working on music production. It's his other games, It's his other games, Kagik. For the other two games, however, there have been hiccups. First, with OD, Kojima says that game development continued along with actor and environment scanning. In the second half of the year, though, scanning and filming was suspended due to the strike. For Physint, casting was suspended because of the strike. Then poor Kojimbo. The hold is to resume next year. That as long as the deal reached, of course. Trying again in July after 18 months of negotiations. Kojimbo is suffering from the strikes. And there it is, dude. Russia's gaming consoles can't compete with Xbox and PlayStation. Damn, who would have thought, dude? Who would have thought? Elbrus processors are not yet at the stage of development that would ensure equal competition with PS5 and Xbox, which means that the solution must be a non-standard. Platform should primarily serve the goals of promoting and popularizing domestic video game products, expanding their audience beyond PCs and mobile gaming. Yeah, two consoles, one not a very powerful device and the other a cloud-based streaming-focused unit with $45 price tag. First look image published just days ago has revealed that the $45 unit features an Xbox-style controller with a small remote and a USB dongle. MTS console will operate on the principle of cloud gaming on its own MTS Fog Play system, a platform for a so-called foggy gaming. System was originally designed to allow owners of weak computers to play games with high system requirements. Well, yeah, so they basically invented cloud gaming there, I see, alright. Inventing the cloud gaming. We'll see, we'll see. Yeah, gonna just dump a bunch of budget money in there and then gonna end up in the right pockets as usual. Now the console's hard to get. In all the stores. They're just more expensive though. But they always kind of were more expensive. Now you can get all this stuff. It's just, you know, just the PPG shit. Probably want to take over the gaming market and stuff too. So they can, you know, control who's on the market and who's not. And because fucking boomers who don't understand shit, so they think they can, but in fact it's gonna be kind of like in China when they have regulations and stuff, but majority of people don't give a shit and just play whatever they want. So but there it is, man. Yeah, it's just like kind of like a bunch of boomers who like, we need to make everything ours, you know, our version of everything. And then there is some, you know, entrepreneurial individuals who are like, oh shit, we can do it, dude. They already tried. There was like some little like Chinese like box from AliExpress pretty much with just running Android or something that they were presenting as some console. and got some money on that. Same as there was like some insane like robots and drones and stuff back in the day that were, you know, positioned as like insane domestic development and stuff, and then people just finding the same shit on like AliExpress, you know, like 10 times cheaper or something. The usual. Gotta farm, man, gotta farm. State-sanctioned game devs is a wild thing. I mean, not really. There's plenty of countries have that shit. Plenty of places have that shit. I would be surprised how much is like being supported by the government money. A lot. AP implored. Golem was German propaganda there, yeah. Yeah, 2024 Steam Awards winners revealed. That we already checked. That we already seen. A Grey Zone Warfare has hit 1 million sales in early access. I tell you more, like it's just kind of like in some of the old, like I feel like when you're behind and stuff, sometimes some of the, or like maybe not behind, but kind of like when you're like in the position when you don't want to race with others in some established fields, you just become way more flexible and way more advanced in some other fields. Like for example in Emirates right now, you can just get a visa if you're a game developer. And you get the golden visa and stuff if you're a game dev, if you're content creator, like esports, you know, enjoyer and stuff. You can just go to the website and send the application and potentially get yourself like a golden visa. Like no problems. Problem, it's still fucking Emirates, right? So, you know, it ain't fucking cheap, let's put it that way. But yeah, they do be investing in a bunch of that stuff. I think in India they also got some sort of even like the ministry or something about like the game dev, or was it esports? I don't remember exactly. So yeah, there is a lot of like state-sanctioned things there, and a lot of governments trying to get into that shit, because that's where the money is, that's where the future is, that's where the kids are. Especially our country back home, our government back home realized that, you know, they kind of were losing with that demography, you know, when like a bunch of protests were just young people, you know. So everyone's gonna be trying to get that under control too, you know, and not losing the demography, basically. It's a Grey Zone already with 1 million there. The Tarkov killer. How's that even going nowadays? How's that going? The Bixed had mostly positive though. Tarkov devs, a Tarkov killer, they kinda suck at it, dude. They try, but they can't kill it. Nothing can. Nothing can. Everyone just returns to Tarkov again. Everyone gonna mold out, you know, all the content creators and stuff will be just kinda, you know, like shitting all over it on YouTube and everywhere, you know, boycott it. Change games, go to other games, and then like a couple of weeks after, everyone's already back playing again, including those content creators, because where viewers are, there will be. So not like they have a lot of agency in that. I see the action, I see. Well, I mean, it does seem like it's getting into positive. Barely though. Barely though. There still would like a refund from 5th of January, for example. It's better now from 5th of January too. Hard to say, hard to say. It's hard to say. A Black Myth Xbox delay caused by Series S issues, CEO says. Damn, son. Yokar Feng-ji, a CEO and founder of Game Science, recently took to the Chinese social media app Weibo to express his views on Steam Awards, saying that he felt a little emotional after winning 3 awards. Also elaborated on the Series S optimization issues which led to Black Myth Wukong not releasing for Xbox. Yeah, Microsoft said there is no issues, It's some exclusivity there, dude. Feng-ji stated that the only thing missing for Black Myth Wukong in 2024 is the Xbox port. The reason for that is 10 gigabytes of shared memory, which is really impossible to get on the Series S without several years of optimization experience. There it is, man. It's kind of like, it's a tricky situation. Like, on one hand, like, what you gonna do? Like, if you just abandon Series S, then Xbox doesn't have anything going. Like, why would you even buy, like, the full-fledged Xbox when it has no exclusives and everything is already on PC? And full-fledged is expensive. You're gonna just get just get PlayStation then. It's pretty much same money, but it's, you know, more games. So, like, you kind of need this Series S for the budget stuff. But then also Series S kind of, like, slows down, you know, the appearance of titles on the platform. Because, yeah, like, some games just skip the whole Xbox, you know, infrastructure just because they can't optimize for S. If they can separate it, like, alright, guys, like, do Series S optimization later, but just release on X, right? Then no one is going to be even releasing on S. Everyone just going to go on X and that's it. Ironically get a Steam Deck. I mean, true, yeah. I think that might be a good option then, indeed. Indeed. But it's still, I think it's still even cheaper than Steam Deck, and you also have Game Pass, so like it's a good offer really for the budget gaming. But yeah, maybe they just need at this point to kind of get some sort of like Series S Pro. Or make X into the same price tier as S and just, you know, cancel S or something. I don't know. It's hard to say, dude. It was 200 even at some point, Sock. I think it was even 200. Some cloud magic? Yeah, I mean, the people making shit run on Switch, right? So, like, with some cloud magic, you can probably do it. Helldivers 2 dev is working on the concept for its next game. 10 minutes to 2025 to your expectations and desires for what the next Arrowhead game will be. I'm working on the high concept, but I would love to hear your speculation. One easy road, I would absolutely love to see what Arrowhead could do with remake of the retro twin-stick shooter Smash TV. So much atmosphere in that game. Pitched the game like that long time ago. Smash TV's top-down reimagining of the classic arcade game of 1990s. The game pits up to 4 contestants in a violent game show set in distant future 1999. The game focuses on the source inspiration for Smash TV. To create a game filled with brutal action, death traps, and gladiator-inspired game shows. Piece together concept for first-person on-rails game akin to Star Fox. Didn't drop any hints in the end. No hints there. Diablo 1 is coming to PC Game Pass in January, it's claimed. Damn, son. Time to play some Diablo 1. Well, I mean, I already played it on stream though, so... Not return into that anytime soon. Arrowhead Studios CCO speaks out against forcing DEI into games. Damn, son. Husband Gold was eating probably good there, I guess. In the recent post on social media, the CCO revealed just that, and in the comments he engaged with the community. One user made a bold statement: never add DEI to your games. Instead of ignoring the comment, Palstead went in with solid responses that kickstarted a wave of comments. If it doesn't add to the game experience, it detracts, and games should be a pure pursuit of amazing moments. I don't like labels, but mankind is united in its extreme xenophobia on Super Earth. Inclusion, so maybe that's DEI. I really don't care. Make good games, don't make contemporary political statement. Some users are quick to point out that Helldivers 2's entire setting is a political statement, while others maintain the stance that Helldivers 2 is more satirical and rooted in absurdism than anything else. I don't really people who take like the whole that as some sort of like serious, like, you know, it's like the serious political messaging that is just kind of like hidden under layers and layers of the absurdism, you know, and the satire, basically. Are there people like that, I guess? The fuck is DEI? What was that? Diversion, inclusivity, what was it? I forgot already. Got that one. Fallout all over again, yeah. Well, like, Fallout, okay. In Fallout, especially after the show, I can see that. Equity, yeah, equity, okay, equity. Like, after the Fallout show, I could see that. Like, the anti-corporate messaging, people who never fucking played and have no idea, especially about classic Fallouts, they just watched the show, I can see how they saw it being, like, some sort of anti-corporate messaging. Helldivers, I don't know, it, like, always seemed like just a full-on, like, the turned up to 11 meme shit, really. Same as, what's the name? The movie, dude, eh? Which one, that one? The Star Troopers or whatever? The Starship Troopers, yeah. And that always kind of seemed to me as the full-on, sort of kind of like the caricature, you know, to all the political stuff there, basically. Sorta. Just everything turned up to 11 to make it look more ridiculous. A later comment suggests that games with these contemporary political statements are inherently not good. Anything else? I guess nothing else really, alright. Adding DEI elements to a game just to tick a box is wrong if it doesn't add value to the game. I think it's not... I would say it's kind of the other way around. It's not a bad thing to tick a box if it doesn't remove the value from the game, you know. Like, if it actually kind of does look naturally and stuff to put it in, then why not? Why not if it doesn't affect the fun, the quality of the writing and everything, then why not? Why not? Nice hacks are nice. Hey, portable. Die hello. As the children's play for inclusion, I don't really think it was like the inclusion was the problem there. There was just a few like quests from like even my friend who is like, you know, very like well, he's not watching like he's not watching any English speaking content, but he basically like proxy Asmongold build because, you know, all the Russian like gaming media is basically like Asmongold build. Like, so he's like very on that, and even he kind of was okay with Dragon Age, you know, like from the perspective of all the stuff that people were making a fuss about. But he did dislike all this kind of like the zoomer, you know, like take on that. It's just like all the writing and everything is like it's all like catered, not catered to some sort of like DEI audience. It's catered towards like people who don't maybe even play, you know. It's just like weird fucking dialogue writing, you know, like a lot of this like yapping going on all the time and everything that no one asked for and stuff like this, you know. It's just like he was okay with that overall. Written for 10 years old, yeah. And it's not written that like this because of like DEI or something. It's written like this because there is a bunch of like some like like old five heads sitting there and some with some sort of consultant analytic departments and stuff who just getting some sort of like insane analysis on their PCs, and they just go and tell like, yeah, our target audience now is like those people, like people playing like Fortnite, watching TikTok and stuff like this. We need to cater to those, people who played old RPGs. They all like fossils already, they all like dead or like like in retirement houses and stuff. They don't play games anymore. So we need to work with those people, we need to cater to them. And then catering to them also goes from the perspective of those people, like hello fellow kids, yeah? Because they have no idea, like what they play, what they're ready to play. They just kind of like assume from the memes and stuff and like stereotypes what you need to do to appeal to those people, basically. See, portable, I see. Age rating on games means nothing, yeah. Yeah, that's you, Gastamani, that's you. I mean, it's like dude, every piece of art, everything is political one way or another. As Ken Levine just said, right? It's all in the eyes of the player. You see political stuff there, it probably is there. You don't see it, it's not there. It's that simple, man. No matter what developer is gonna tell you, you see or you don't see, it's all up to you. And up to people who gonna go and mold out on Twitter. They're gonna find it anywhere if they want. And they won't. So they will, And the problem is just with the fact that people need to complain. That's it. You need to complain. And when something is fresh and just released and stuff, that's where like engagements are higher. That's where the clicks are, the views, the likes and stuff. And that's why you go and complain about that. Like anyone went back and complained about some of the previous games in the series or something? Not really. Like there were people back then complaining about like some of the previous Dragon Ages, for example, and stuff. But that's old. Who cares about that? It's old now, Complaining is a human right there, yeah. Not the demographic for every game, yeah. And the people who were molding KCD wasn't inclusive enough, dude. That's just like a few idiots on the Twitter. Like if you're gonna pay attention to those people, like then everything's wrong. There will always be someone. That's just inevitable. There will always be someone. There will always be people who are not very bright, because a lot of people don't even... a lot of people... a lot of gaming media, like a couple of journalists, in the gaming media, basically, because like a lot of people not really smart, a lot of people don't even know, maybe. I mean, not maybe, dude. I watched some streams, I've been on the platform. I talked to people, and there are enough people who, there are people who think that like World War II was like in like 18th century and stuff like that. So there probably are some people who, just think like, well, why is there like no people of color in our game and stuff, dude? And what in your game? Because like, why? Where are they? They should be there. We have no idea how it worked, but they should be there. So yeah, there are some loud people who are idiots too. I mean, to be honest, the dumber you are, the louder you are, most likely, Most likely. But that way you kind of compensate. It's like, there's like this thing when you see that a lot. Like I see that a lot, for example, when you go like in some store or something, right? And there's gonna be some like people some people also who moved from like Russia or some like expats from other countries. And they just like try to communicate with the store clerks or something, right? And They don't understand each other. They don't speak the language of the store clerk. Store clerk don't speak their language, but instead of like trying to kind of like get like the translator app, like use like sign language. Like my friend, for example, was always explaining everything with just his like signs. They start like speaking the same language, the same shit, just loud. That's pretty much kind of it. So like from that, I kind of just assume that like people with not a lot of like brain cells, they just loud in general. And yeah, it's just the loud minority. Like one of the viewers of mine from US said, dude, if you judge our country and in general, like society by just what you see on Twitter and everything, you are wrong, man. You're absolutely wrong. No, it's not just the US person. That was a lot of Russians I witnessed. Because, I mean, I can tell easily, right? Because they're yelling in fucking Russian. You just, like, look at some aisle and you see just, like, the store clerks just being all, like, like, dead inside. And then there's some, like, lady just, like, yelling at them in Russian or something. The same pipigi shit everywhere. The clowns who want to farm outrage points on all sides. I mean, yeah, that like nowadays that's the main. It's like the grifting on all this topic and all this theme is crazy, dude. Like all media back home, pretty much everyone just like all became Asmund pilled. Like everyone is pushing the same stuff, which I mean also considering it's kind of like matches with like the governmental position on everything. Towards like LGBT and stuff. So that's easy for them to also push that and easy for people to consume that because it's kind of like governmental stance on that. They don't like LGBT there, so like all the media is going full like, full anti-woke build and everything. And I hear it from my friend all the time. He also was like molding first, then he started playing Dragon Age, and then he finished it. He in the end was still kind of like gave me a whole bunch of like a whole review about it. About all the problems in the game, and like after like all this like description of what he didn't like, it was still kind of like, yeah, that's because it's fucking Vogue, man. Like I didn't like it. I spent so many hours and finished it all, but like it's bad. It's bad. I guess that's what the Puppet God was talking about yesterday. GTA 6 could make $1 billion before it's even released. I think there was some dang game that got bombed like that because like it basically like someone like asked the dev if they want to, why don't they have that, or like would they add that or something. But again, like you just see that stuff, you see that kind of bait, you just like ignore it and pass it, like in my opinion. But guy decided to kind of like to go ham, to post a whole manifesto and everything, and that's when the fiesta started. We already seen that, like, happening with, what was the name? The Gladiator, whatever thingy. Where the dev also, like, started, like, posting some insane manifestos and stuff, and then just, like, going about, like, yeah, the Domin, yeah. Like, you just don't touch the like, activists from both sides, just, like, ignore them, It's like, we have the phrase, like, don't touch the shit if it doesn't smell, Because you start touching that shit, it's gonna smell, dude. Just, like, let it lay down, let it rest, CEO of Take-Two, huh? Was it him? Never claimed victory before it occurs. That said, I think Rockstar Games will once again deliver something absolutely phenomenal. Certainly the anticipation is high. Way too early to believe that this console generation is maturing or has reached its apex. You're seeing more consumer demand broadly, and the industry, frankly led by us, has an amazing release schedule coming in 2025 and beyond. A hit coming from one company tends to benefit the entire industry. So the report by Financial Times, I guess. Per an estimation from DFC Intelligence, GTA 6 could make $1 billion in pre-orders alone. I mean, with GTA, I wouldn't be surprised, really. I wouldn't be surprised. MSI NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5080 leaks ahead of reveal. Damn, son. Oh, there it is, man. 16 gigs of GDDR7. They leaked the price though. Yeah, January 21st. It will start to be available around January 21st. Alright. $50, $90, and $70 also. I wonder how 70 will compare to 4070 actually. Like if the size and I guess you can kind of compare the VODs already and stuff to get approximately the temps that you can expect and need the size to see. But yeah, that's also probably gonna be expensive as shit, man. And more people play PvE in Tarkov than you would think. At the start of a wipe, 15-20% of players choose PvE and 80% go for PvP. However, as the wipe progresses, the player ratio becomes roughly 50-50. I assume just people kind of get tired of people can't keep up probably with the PvP-nessing because you know some people grind and become like too geared and strong, and some people just slow. So they slowly kind of gravitate towards PvE because you get like fixed challenge instead of like fighting the better and better geared characters, I guess. The PvE mode in Tarkov, yeah. Yeah, and a lot of cheaters too, true. That in general, like, I feel like in many shooters right now, it's just such a like, I would probably, like, I mean, that's why partially, I guess, I also not even playing. Like, I already suck, and if it's gonna be also some cheaters who will just destroy you and ruin your experience, then why even try, dude? There was like PvE mode, I think, kind of gatekept first by one of the editions there, to be honest. But maybe now it's kind of more available or something, I don't know. I think PvE mode was part of like all the drama with their like some mega edition there. NVIDIA DLSS 4 to launch with new RTX 50 series graphics card. Damn. Now I'm even more gonna be even more outdated with all the DLSS there. So that is gonna be even more. Confirmed DLSS 4 was accurate. The first gaming layoffs of 2025 dropped. There it is, man. Netmarble. Laying off about 20 people, roughly 25% of the company. Well, it's Netmarble, like, subsidiary. Netmarble is huge. Seems like some mobile stuff. I waited for 2025 to be first, yeah. Gotta go the first minutes of the year to make the news. Atari's new game station, Go Handheld, is a retro-futuristic marvel. Damn, Atari with some portable bangers there, huh? So it's also gonna be oh yeah, CES on January 7th actually. So yeah, just a couple of days, and we're gonna maybe see some. 7-inch high-resolution display, paddle, trackball, and keypad inputs. Officially licensed titles. Damn, exclusives. So it's gonna be like the boomer gaming console. The trackball on the left one though. What do you think, guys? I kind of feel that's weird, to be honest. I'm a lefty, by the way, too, but I even like use the mouse with the right hand anyway. So like trackball on the left. Kind of all directional inputs on the left. I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense. If you use only one directional input and the set of buttons, then that actually kind of makes sense, though. That they're there like on the opposite sides. I guess you don't need to use simultaneously like D-pad and trackball, probably. But still, I don't know, like trackball... I haven't used. I always kind of found trackballs kind of interesting and cool, especially back in the day. Like I've seen them. Maybe I even tried back in the day a little, but they were really rare. And D-pad seems squeezed in. Yeah, I feel it's gonna be probably like, you know, mutually exclusive stuff. Like you basically like pick the controller scheme, like what you prefer to use. So either go one of these and then you pick the buttons, or kind of like the little keyboard thingy. True, Pimplord, true. But yeah, that's like literally just like the boomer gaming console. Yeah, no scripted at all. I guess we'll see tomorrow. How much will that cost also? Because if it's also the same price as like the Steam Deck, you know, the choice is obvious, man. Notch has basically announced Minecraft 2 on social media. Damn, son, he back. Basically announced Minecraft 2. I thought that maybe people actually do want me to make another game that's super similar to the first one, and I'm loving working on games again. Don't super duper care exactly which game I make first, or even if I make more, but I do know I'm making one. So I figured I would absolutely be willing to give in an honest shot in the form of a spiritual successor to Minecraft and put up a poll about it. I'm deciding in the poll. How about you poll Microsoft about that decision, you know? Finally spent his billions. I mean, dude probably just wants to do something. Honestly, I'm not even sure I'll make it to release based on having been me for all my life, but I do know I'm genuinely loving having fun working on a game in an office and would love to give it a shot. Yeah, not sure if it needs a second one, to be honest. A Naughty Dog's co-founder explained why the studio was acquired by Sony. Back in 2000, I feel like we've already seen that before. Back in 2000, we were still self-funding every project, and the stress of financing these ballooning budgets independently was enormous. It wasn't just us, this was and still is a systemic issue in AAA space. Developers almost never have the resources to fund their own games, which gives publishers enormous leverage. Selling to Sony wasn't just about securing financial future for Naughty Dog, it was about giving studio resources to keep making the best games possible without being crushed by the weight of skyrocketing costs and the paralyzing fear that one slip would ruin it all. Looking back, it was the right call. AAA games have only gotten more expensive since then. Today's big budget games can easily cost 300, 400 or even 500 billion to develop. Not chatting is like the shitposter extraordinaire actually on Twitter, I remember. I remember seeing him back in the day. He was popping in some Twitch chats also. Dude, it was Whitwix, damn. I remember Whitwix actually, holy. I think he was like cancelled or something. I don't know if he's still around even. That was a while ago. He was like in his chat a bunch and like donating to him and everything. Been some time. True, so true. So yeah, he's kind of in a way, you know, like set, but you know, like but who doesn't create anything at this point, I guess, you know. Just set of Twitter in a way. Kinda. Kinda. Alright, let's double check so I don't miss anything. And let's get to the Stalker finale then. Looks like we're good. Oh, thank you for watching 500. Yep, done. Looks like we're done. Oh, still a holiday mode. Everyone's chilling. All right, time to wrap up Stalker 2. All right, hope there was no updates in the past like couple of hours. All right, looks like there wasn't. Good. Save there.